Hi, everybody. Welcome to Perk Labs webinar. This will be likely the first investor webinar Jonathan Hoyles is doing since the inception of Perk Labs Inc. in early 2020, since the rebranding of the company. And we're really happy that this is happening. And without much further ado, I'll just walk you through the formal part of the event and just a general structure of the event. At first, Jonathan will go through the presentation, and you can see this is the latest slide deck. You will see it on your screen, but also you can download it during the presentation. There is a handout box on the toolbar that you can see, and you can download the latest presentation right from it, the PDF version of it. Jonathan will walk us through the presentation, which should probably take about 20 minutes. After the formal part, you will be able to participate in a Q&A session in a written format. You should be able to see questions and answers box on your screen right now, and you can submit the questions there. And it doesn't necessarily need to be throughout the Q&A session. You can submit the questions during the presentation as well, and we will sort through them, and Jonathan will answer them at the end of after the formal part is done. So, without further ado, Jonathan, over to you to walk us through Perk Labs Inc.
Hello, everybody, and thank you for the introduction, Irina. As Irina mentioned, I'm Jonathan Hoyles, CEO of Perk Labs, and for those new to Perk Labs, we trade under the symbol PERK on the CSE, PKLBF on the OTCQB, and PKLB on the Frankfurt Exchange. I'm excited to share with you today the story of Perk Labs, and I'd also like to start by saying thank you to everyone for attending the presentation today. A quick note on forward-looking statements. Actual results may differ materially from any forward-looking statements made in this presentation. Please refer to our public filings on sedar.com, which contain the appropriate cautionary language and risk factor disclosures. To start off, a brief history and overview of our company. The company was originally listed under the name Glance Technologies and operated a mobile app called Glance Pay that enabled payment at restaurants by snapping a photo of a paper copy of the bill. In 2019, the husband and wife team behind Glance Pay stepped down as CEO and CTO, and I stepped into the role of interim CEO, eventually becoming full-time CEO. Since then, we've restarted the company with a different team, different name, new technology stack, and a new business. Before COVID-19, we were largely focused on mobile payments in restaurants. When COVID-19 hit, many of the restaurants where we provided payment closed and our payment volumes dropped. We decided to shift our business from the focus of just payment in restaurants and expanded our capabilities by creating a marketplace for direct-to-consumer products and digital gift cards. In 2020, we changed the public company name to Perk Labs and launched a new mobile commerce app named Perk Hero. To describe our business very succinctly, we operate an online marketplace and mobile payment service with digital loyalty rewards at its core. An easy way to think about our business is like a combination of Etsy and Alipay, but with digital cashback rewards on every purchase or payment made. It's like Etsy in a sense that you can purchase third-party sellers' products directly from the marketplace, and like Alipay in a sense that you can use our app to make in-person QR code payments in restaurants or other brick-and-mortar businesses. One of the effects of COVID-19 pandemic has been an accelerated adoption by consumers of e-commerce, mobile payment, and digital goods and rewards. Experts agree that these trends are here to stay, and adoption has advanced by about 2 to 5 years. A related trend has been the growth of many new direct-to-consumer brands built on platforms like Shopify, Wix, WooCommerce, and BigCommerce. Many of these new brands and products are not well served by Amazon, Etsy, Wish, or other online marketplaces. We identified an opportunity to become an all-in-one solution that provides sellers with an easy way to set up a mobile storefront and accept mobile payment, and provides consumers with a one-stop shop to discover new specialty brands and also save on digital gift cards from well-known brands, and reward those customers for their loyalty and sharing their data. We then collect and analyze and use that data to help sellers leverage data-driven advertising and promotions. Sorry, just skipped ahead. Next, I'll explain our business model. There are several ways that we make revenue. One is from commissions on products sold through our marketplace. Generally, we charge a 10% commission on all consumer products sold in our marketplace, and we also make a commission on the sale of digital gift cards that varies based on the particular gift card. Another way we earn revenue is through licensing our technology. When we license our technology, we receive licensing fees and a revenue share on subscriptions and transactions. We have three distinct product lines: digital gift cards, m-commerce, and seller tools. And as you can see, we are focusing on industries with high growth rates. Digital gift card sales are growing worldwide at a compounded annual growth rate of 15.4% and expected to reach 1.9 trillion by 2027. M-commerce in the US is growing at a compounded annual growth rate of 25.5% and expected to hit 488 billion in 2024. And this is a trend that we've seen play out in China and Southeast Asia, where shopping through a mobile device has surpassed shopping on a desktop computer. And we have developed merchant tools to help online and brick and mortar merchants, including restaurants, sell their products and services and accept mobile payments. For restaurants in particular, we have developed tools that help them with current challenges they are facing, such as labor shortage. We see great opportunities for our seller tools, especially as the economy moves closer to reopening from pandemic restrictions. I'll get into that a little bit more later. Next, I'll provide some detail on the three product lines, starting with digital gift cards. We sell digital gift cards in Canada and the US. We sell digital gift cards from well-known brands. In Canada, we have brands such as Amazon, Walmart, PlayStation, Xbox, Nintendo, Saks Fifth Avenue, and American Eagle. In the US, our brands include Domino's, Delta Airlines, and Bed Bath & Beyond, and we'll be adding more and more brands in the coming weeks and months. Digital gift cards can be purchased for yourself or for a friend, and every time you make a purchase, you earn digital cashback rewards. One of the big milestones for us earlier this year was building an integration with Shopify. That integration allows Shopify merchants to quickly and easily onboard with the Perk platform through a seamless auto-syncing of their catalog. This was a big advancement for us because it really speeds up our onboarding process and allows us to support busier and more popular brands that require an integrated solution. This next slide shows you a graphic of how our dropshipping works. It is very simple. The customer makes an order on our app or website, and the customer receives an email confirmation of the order from Perk. The merchant sees the order show up on their Shopify ordering system as an order like any other order, except noting that it's a Perk order. The merchant is then responsible for shipping that order to the customer. The merchant receives payment from us for the product minus our commission. Next, a little bit about our seller tools. When you sign up as a merchant on Perk, you also get access to the merchant side of our app and our seller tools. With that, you can start accepting mobile payment both by QR code and by your customer simply entering an amount and submitting payment. The merchant then receives confirmation of that payment on their device. Another tool that we've been working on is a web-based ordering feature through which a merchant can scan a QR code that brings up, a consumer can scan a QR code that brings up a menu in their phone's web browser and then allows them to place an order with the merchant. The great thing about this is that no app download is required to place an order. We also provide tools so that merchants can engage with customers through specialized promotions. We are currently working on a web-based merchant portal that will provide additional tools and promotional capabilities for merchants, such as the ability to generate promo code discounts, provide bonus coins, loyalty stamp cards, and buy one, get one free offers. One of the advantages we offer is that we have so many different ways to pay. We accept all major credit cards: Apple Pay, Google Pay, Alipay, BitPay, and ACH EFT. For ACH EFT, we integrate with Plaid to authenticate bank accounts. So if someone authenticates their bank account using Plaid, Plaid then shares its data with us on that user, which we can then use to better market to that user. We also have an affiliate program where affiliates can share a unique link or unique QR code on social media or through chat or in person. And every time someone makes a purchase using that link or QR code, the affiliate earns digital rewards. Next, I'll touch on our licensing program. We've recently signed a reseller agreement with Century Services, providing them with the right to resell our restaurant solution in the Greater Vancouver market. This is an arrangement that we plan to replicate in other cities across North America. Essentially, provide the training and tools to the licensee, and the licensee is responsible for sales, servicing, and marketing in their area. In exchange, we receive a licensing fee and a share of revenue on subscriptions and transactions. This next slide illustrates the annual revenue opportunity that can be generated from a licensing program based on signing up 75 licensees who are in turn then able to sign up approximately 170 businesses at a $50 per month subscription fee for our sellers' tools. An important note here is that licensing revenue is a much higher margin than our e-commerce transaction fees, which means that when we start generating this type of revenue, our business should be valued more like a SaaS business. The next few slides address our target market. We target both sellers and consumers. On the seller side, it is small to medium-sized businesses that we target. The benefits we offer to sellers are ways to attract more customers, increase revenues, accept contact-free payments, and reward customers for their loyalty and data. On the seller side, I'd also specifically like to touch on restaurants. With the pandemic, restaurants have been particularly hard hit. After going through mandated closures, they're now having to deal with a labor shortage. We have a unique and comprehensive offering for restaurants that solves many of the pain points they face, including QR code ordering that can alleviate the need for servers, pre-order and pickup and self-managed delivery that can replace high commission services from big food ordering apps, contactless payments in the restaurant, and the ability to create promotions and re-engage customers through a digital loyalty program. On the consumer side, we target the Gen Z and millennial consumer. Gen Z alone now represents 40% of global consumers. Research shows that these generations prefer to pay with mobile and that they are motivated by incentives and rewards, especially if those rewards are designed in a gamified way. These consumers have come to expect things like rewards for purchases, personalized discounts, personalized recommendations, bonuses for completing specific activities, rewards for sharing on social media, and tiered loyalty. And explain how our rewards work. Essentially, you earn digital cashback rewards in the form of Perk coins every time you make a purchase or payment. The more you shop or purchase, you level up or tier up, and your earning power goes up. So the more you spend using Perk Hero, the better the cashback rewards get. So we really gamified shopping and spending in our marketplace. And we're also working on new features that will reinforce the gamified experience. There are a number of megatrends that are driving our strategy. Megatrends like the accelerated adoption of mobile payment, that consumers expect to be rewarded for their loyalty and sharing their data, that user experiences need to be fast, frictionless, and convenient, the use of AI to gather actionable insights from data, and providing consumers with a personalized and gamified user experience. In our most recent press release, we announced that we are working with Jonah Group on making Perk Coin a cryptocurrency. This is one of our key priorities that we are now working on. And really a lot of what we have done to date has been building up to this development of our cryptocurrency. Our vision is for a coin that is essentially mined by consumers by making e-commerce purchases and mobile payments. And through our platform, we highly incentivize consumers to accumulate the Perk coins through game design elements and attractive offers and promotions. Touching on some of our key advantages, we have a friendly and intuitive design, an all-in-one solution for merchants with m-commerce and mobile payment capabilities. We are integrated with Shopify, and our third-party seller model is a low capital requirement business. And importantly, our licensing program provides us with high margin revenue opportunities and a business model that can be quickly scaled. I'll briefly touch on our positioning and competition for our marketplace. In terms of positioning, two aspects of how we differ from other companies are how we reward our customers and curate our marketplace. If you look at other online marketplaces, of course, there's Amazon, which is the everything store and a marketplace for commoditized goods that are shipped very quickly. There's Wish, which competes on price. There's Etsy, which sells very custom handmade goods. And also Fancy, which is a curated consumer goods market. Of these, in terms of curation and target demographic, we're most similar to Etsy and Fancy. And where we differ is that we're not focused as much on handmade items such as Etsy, and instead we focus on categories like food and drink and personal care categories. These work well for repeat purchases because they are consumed, and as a result work well for a gamified loyalty program. These categories also make up a large percentage of total spend for consumer products in the US. On the y-axis, you can see personalized rewards and offers. There, we're more similar to companies like Drop that have a similar gamified loyalty reward program. The difference between us and Earn with Drop is that Drop is a credit card or debit card linking program where you receive points, but you're not actually purchasing directly from the marketplace. We also compete with marketplaces specialized in selling digital gift cards. And what makes us unique among our competitors in the gift card space is that you can earn digital cashback rewards on your digital gift card purchases. And you can redeem those rewards for any item on Perk Hero. And we make it very easy for you to redeem your rewards. Touching on our roadmap, in Q1, we completed the Shopify integration, launched in the US with multi-currency support, and signed a distribution agreement for US digital gift cards. In Q2, we launched a new marketing campaign, US digital gift cards, and enabled cryptocurrency payment. In Q3, we focused on our licensing program, Perkcoin cryptocurrency research, our merchant portal and seller tools, and UI and UX upgrades. Moving forward to Q4, key to our growth will be our licensing program. So we're working with the Century Group, which has recently agreed to resell our restaurant solution. For user growth, we are also using programmatic advertising, Google Ads, App Store advertising, social media ads, influencer marketing, email marketing, push notifications, and community management. We are also working on other incentives for users, such as incentives to leave product reviews and additional gamification features. We also continue to work on our search engine rankings for long-term organic growth. And most importantly, we believe that Perkcoin will be a very strong incentive for consumers to purchase or pay through our platform. Regarding our capital structure, what I'll highlight here is that in our most recently reported financial statements, we reported working capital of $3 million, and also that we have zero long-term debt. It's been an important priority for management to manage our working capital so that we have the resources to execute on our ambitious roadmap, which includes the development of Perkcoin and upgrades to our platform. Next, an overview of our management team, and you can see I'm supported by a very strong team. Quick background on me, I've been with the company for over 3 years and in the role of full-time CEO of the company since December of 2019. I have an MBA and a law degree and previously practiced in the areas of M&A, securities, and private equity. Before working at Perk Labs, I worked for a family investment office and helped lead the turnaround of one of their portfolio companies, which we then sold at an attractive multiple that was financed by one of Canada's biggest institutional investors. Norman Tan, our CFO, was previously CFO of another publicly listed fintech company and formerly worked at Deloitte. Norman has a CFA and MBA, and Norman and I were actually in the same MBA class. Gary Zhang, our CTO, is a software veteran that has been in the technology industry for over 20 years and has worked in senior positions at companies like Motorola, as well as startups. And not on this slide, but an exciting recent addition to our team is our Director of Marketing, Michelle Berg. Michelle was previously the group lead at an international marketing agency. We also have a very strong independent board holding management accountable, including our chair, Kirk Harrington, a serial technology entrepreneur, the chair of our audit committee, James Topham, a former KPMG audit partner, Larry Timlick, a former sales executive with Cisco, and Steve Cadigan, a former VP of talent with LinkedIn. Also not on this slide, but very important, is our team of 6 talented software developers and a small but highly motivated sales, marketing, and admin team. Well, on this slide, I'll also mention that management's interests are aligned with shareholders. I've invested my own savings and earnings into the company by purchasing stock in the open market. Both Norman, Gary, and I have participated in a private placement, and Gary receives part of his compensation in shares, and Norman and I in RSUs. No one on the management team has ever sold a share since becoming an insider of the company. Also, for other members of the team, we have both a stock option plan and restricted share unit plan to incentivize our employees to think like owners. That brings me to the end of the presentation, the formal presentation, and I'll hand it over to Irina for the Q&A.
Thank you. I thought it was such a comprehensive presentation. Wow, we kind of answered a lot of questions already, but I think I'll just start with what you almost like finished with, talking about Percoin. I think it's an important big development for the company, how Percoin could add value to Perk Labs. And I don't know how much you can go into detail. I'll just ask this question, but you'll determine what you can say about it. With the assistance of Jonah Group, when approximately will the Percoin be available for usage? What would be the total approximate investment cost for creating it as a cryptocurrency?
Okay, thanks for that question. And I'll remind the audience I can't provide any information that's not publicly disclosed, but what I can say is, well, I'll tell a little bit about the first question, how where we see the value coming from Percoin, and really we believe that it will really strengthen the incentive to use our platform for shopping and for making purchases. We see that having a cryptocurrency reward that users can then exchange, or there's potential for value to accumulate, provides a very strong incentive. There's also, I think, very interesting things that we can do with blockchain technology, where we can make Percoins exchangeable for other digital assets. So we're obviously seeing in the marketplace that there's been huge interest in things like NFTs and digital art and things like that. So there's potential there for having a marketplace where Percoins can be exchanged for digital assets. In terms of the costs involved in developing, we'll provide more detail on that in future disclosures. It is a very it's a complex thing for a public company to develop a cryptocurrency. There's a lot of different things that need to be considered from a technical perspective, as well as legal and compliance. So you need to have things in place like KYC procedures. Obviously, cybersecurity is a huge issue when it comes to blockchain and cryptocurrency. There's been a lot of very in the news. There's been a lot of reports of companies being hacked, and there's some very high profile ones recently. So that's part of the reason why we've partnered with the Jonah Group. They have experience working with banks and pension funds that require the highest level of security. So we're really designing our coin with the highest level of security in mind. The other thing in terms of technical requirements that we're looking at are the environmental impact or carbon footprint. Obviously, that's been a big issue for Bitcoin, and as people know from Elon Musk's tweets about Tesla accepting Bitcoin and then not accepting it. So an important consideration for us is the scalability and the number of transactions that can be completed per second. and then the basically the processing power that's required for processing those transactions. And we had conducted a lot of research into having our own cryptocurrency in 2018, and since then there's been many advancements in blockchain technologies when it comes to the scalability and the processing power and things like that. So those are the types of things that we're looking at very closely in how we're designing our cryptocurrency.
Okay, you almost answered all of it, so it's all good. Now I will read this question the way it is, but it kind of almost contains a mistake in it, so it will be a good opportunity for you to expand. I'll combine a couple of questions. Obviously, a lot of questions ask about, are there any projections, revenue projections, and will we see an increase, for the next couple of quarters, next years? I think it's a little jumping ahead of it, but I think it will be a good opportunity for you to actually talk about the different revenue streams, because I think some people still don't really understand it. Since Perk Hero has about more than 7,000 products now available on its online marketplace, what would be the approximate revenue like by the end of summer of next year, which is not related. The number of products on the platform doesn't directly contribute to revenue. So I think maybe here is a great point of discussion to discuss how those revenue streams are formed.
Mm-hmm. So when it comes to the number of products on the marketplace, that's something we're looking to grow, and the more products we can add, the more merchants we can add, the better that is for consumers. There's more selection, and that really creates that digital flywheel of providing better selection to customers should result in more transactions, should result in more traffic to the website, should result in more merchants wanting to join, and increase product selection. So we're working towards that long-term goal of just continuing to grow our marketplace and increase the amount of revenue generated by the marketplace. At the same time, what I'll point out is that with our business model for the marketplace, it's based on a commission from the third-party sellers. So it's going to take time to really grow that. We're receiving a 10% commission on every product sold. So if you can think of an average transaction size from $50 to $75, you're talking about a $5 to $7.50 commission on every single transaction. So it's something that we see will grow and grow over time. Now, where we see the more immediate to near-term opportunities for revenue growth is through our licensing program. And you can think of our licensing program similar to a franchising program, where we are licensing out a territory. So someone gets it could be a small city or a large town or a part of a city, a large city, that's their territory, and then they can resell our solutions to local businesses. And as I mentioned, we've developed tools for local businesses, especially restaurants, where restaurants can take orders from the table by their customers simply scanning a QR code. And at the table, also, we have tools that restaurants can offer pre-order and pickup as well. So we see that we can package this as a subscription service to restaurants and also to other brick and mortar businesses that can be sold by our licensees into their territory. And in exchange for the license to the licensee, again, which is similar to a franchising concept, we receive a license fee and we also receive a share of revenue. And so our initial arrangement that we have is with the Century Services Group. And so we've been working very closely with them in the Vancouver market and really developing this licensing program. And as we really perfect it with Century Services, we'll then be looking to replicate it and roll it out, really starting in Canada.
Okay, I think that's good. What is happening with the patents that you have, the pending patents?
The patents are, they're all still pending. The most recent update on our patent for our cryptocurrency patent is that it's moved into the national phase. So without getting too much into the details of how the patent procedure works, essentially we started with a application under the International Patent Cooperation Treaty, which allows you to basically delay which countries you're going to apply for your patent in. And so we've now moved beyond that phase where we've now moved to the national phase where we're applying for patents in Canada, US, UK, and Australia for that patent. So it's a long answer, but the short answer is that it's progressing.
That's good. There are still multiple questions about, Perk coin as a cryptocurrency. I'll ask the two of them. I think the general answer would be we will provide more details as things progress. But if you can answer in any of that, will Perk coin be tradable for other cryptocurrencies, for example, Bitcoin? And who will determine the value of Perk coin, Perk Labs, or the market buyers and sellers? If you can answer that now.
Yeah, those are great. Those are great questions, and I until we provide public disclosures on those questions, I can't really answer that. What I can say is that in order to do that, we would need to have things like agreements with exchanges to list our coin on those exchanges. Also, there's always the legal issue of is your coin a security or is it a utility? So there's regulatory issues that you have to work out before listing a coin on an exchange. But obviously that is the ideal scenario is one where Perk coin has become a mainstream cryptocurrency that could trade on an exchange. That would be the ideal scenario. But there's a lot of considerations and things that would need to be done in order for that to occur.
Right. Okay. Good. So moving a little bit away from the cryptocurrency side of business to the marketplace, I think this question has been asked before multiple times. Will there be, certain, will you be disclosing the number of users, growth over time, maybe in press releases, just moving forward, user acquisition and adding number of merchants, so more numbers included? And I'll combine that with the question with the new marketing director. Has it already translated, or do you think it will translate in near term into more app downloads and increased usage and subsequently increased revenue?
So that's a question that we've received in the past, and the approach that we've taken in the past has been to really stick to what we're required to report under securities laws in our financial reporting. These there's other metrics that we could include that we're not required to report. So that is feedback that we've received in the past. And if you look at our most recent press release, you'll see that we included some other numbers, including I believe we included the number of merchants and the number of products. And it's something that over time we will provide more and more additional details on those other key performance indicators outside of what we're required for our financial reporting. I mean, there's also there's other considerations that come into play there, where sometimes it's competitive data that you don't want to disclose, and also some of those KPIs might not always be the best indicator of our business, because for uploads, for example, we also sell through our online website marketplace. So it's the web traffic is also an important factor for us in the direction that our marketplace is going. So it's something that we have to be careful about what KPIs we disclose other than what we're required under our financial reporting obligations.
Right. So we've been saying that for quite a long time, that obviously it took a little longer than expected, that there was, for a year or so, Perk was really working hard on technological advancement, right, or capabilities of the platform, a lot of upgrades. Then with those upgrades came a bit of, challenges to fix certain bugs that, were created by those upgrades. With this webinar, I think we're kind of, almost announcing that the majority of all the fundamentals have been done. So we said we will move on to do more marketing. Has that happened? What are you doing right now? And what are your plans to ramp up marketing efforts in the near term? Do you think that will result in, more users and, bigger revenue?
Yeah, we have ramped up our marketing, and we use a combination of programmatic advertising, Google ads, App Store advertising, social media ads, influencer marketing, email marketing, push notifications, and also community management. And we've been creating more and more video, graphics, and audio and other content with influencers and user-generated content. We've been working on a high production explainer video that will be coming out soon. We're also working on product marketing features, so things that will incentivize users to come back and use our app and our website. So things like additional gamification features, the ability to be rewarded for leading product reviews and things like that. And we're constantly working to improve our user interface and user experience. It's just it's part of software development that software bugs occur, and really it's an iterative process where we're constantly working to send more traffic to our app and our website, and we continue to learn about ways that we can really improve the user experience, and that it still continues to be a high priority for us. I think there's still there's lots of ways that we can still improve in making our interface more elegant and simple and easier to use, and I think that's something you're watching the development of our app and our marketplace that you'll continue to see. So we're starting to work with really high-end, sort of world-class designers, and I think what you'll start to see is the design and ease of use will just continue to improve.
That's great. And I'll add that from IR standpoint, we're ramping up activities as well. So there will be more webinars, there will be more interviews and event participation. So I think, that's what was a little bit on pause for some time, but will now be ramping up. And I think if we didn't answer your question during the Q&A session, just because we're, wrapping up, you can send them directly to us, obviously, and we will, do our best to answer them directly. And I see a lot of familiar names, so they know who to talk to. And I would like to finish, I think, with you just saying that what, in your opinion, would be the main catalysts, coming up in the next, let's say, 3 to 4 months for Perk Labs, what people should be looking at it now.
Yeah, I mean, the two things that I'm most excited about are our licensing program and development of our cryptocurrency. I think the licensing program really provides us with that opportunity to generate revenue in the near term, and it's also a way that we can scale up our business. It's a way that we can work with other entrepreneurs to really grow our merchant base and also grow our user base. And it's really it's a win-win business model that it'll work for the licensee and it also works for us. And then I'm also very excited about working on the cryptocurrency project. That's what I've been working on very closely lately with the Jonah Group, and it's I think things are going extremely well so far, and we're very excited about where that's headed, and I think that's it's really going to transform our company, our platform, and really provide a really strong incentive for consumers to use our platform. So those are really the two main drivers and the two things that I'm very excited about.
Great. Well, thanks so much, Jonathan, for the presentation and the Q&A session. And thank you, everybody who attended and will be watching in the replay as well. I'm sure there will be a lot more people afterwards as well. We thank you for your patience and we thank you for your support.
Thanks, everyone.